Good morning, sir. My name is Elegant Chime, and this is lakeblast.com. Lakeblast.com is Africa's most updated online TV and news portal. And this is political update. Can we meet you, sir?
Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
My name is Joshua Mba, Barrister Joshua Mba.
Who is Barrister Joshua Mba? Where are you from? Your local government, and of course, your senatorial district.
Joshua Mba is from a small town, small village in Nara Unataeze, in Nkanu East local government of Enugu State, in Enugu East Senatorial Zone.
We gathered at Lake Blast that you are vying for the senatorial position in your district. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, I am vying for the office of a senator. As a matter of fact, this is my second attempt at this office. I tried it in 2019. I was not so lucky. And here I am again, believing God and my people that will get it right.
You have been in the PDP, the People Democratic Party, for some time now. Can you tell us what your contributions has been so far?
Yes, I've been in PDP as a young lad since 1998, at the dawn of the modern democracy. And I've been a faithful party man. I have been there making my contribution from my ward, my local government, and to state. All the governments that have been instrumental in my own little measure and ways to make sure that PDP wins all the elections. And my contribution has been in various capacities. So I support all the governments, even including our current governor. I supported them in cash and in kind. And most of the aspirants then, and our lawmakers in the National Assembly, most of them, I supported them. So I've been a loyal party man.
You are well known for humanitarian services. I believe that the people whom you would represent, if elected, would like to hear you talk more on that.
Yeah, charity has been my passion because I had a very humble beginning. I tested the ladder at the lower level. I know what it means. So when God, in His infinite mercy, blessed me a little bit, I use my resources to help those I can, like the widows, the orphan, the deprived. By the grace of God, I built houses for widows in my community. I built from scratch school and furnished them in my community. I give scholarships, whatever that my hand can carry, I have been able to offer to those who I need. So it has been my passion, and I intend to carry it further. Because we are very, from the place I came from, we are rural and very poor. We can see poverty walking in the streets of my people. And people need help. We need to enhance their well-being. We need to enhance their life. We need somebody who will be there, who will lend a shoulder. Unemployment, poverty, lack. So that's why I am vying for this office, to use it as a vehicle to help my people.
Okay, yours is actually a very humble beginning, just like you have mentioned. And talking about your people, a lot of people have said so many things concerning the fact that development in some areas of your constituency are not looked at. Okay, in terms of education, we know that a lot of things has been done towards that, but education, when it comes to the private schools for primary school and secondary school actually has not been looked at all. Why we say so is because we have lots of structures that are not qualified to be called schools in existence in so many areas. What are you going to do to ensure that this ugly situation is being corrected?
Thank you. And this is one of the areas that gives me serious concern. Infrastructure-wise, the entire rent and breadth of Nkanu land, to start with, I've taught them, I know them. In fact, we can describe as backward people. There's no road. My own community, for example, from the month of June, I cannot get to my father's house. Except probably on motorbike or trek on foot. There's no road. And yet we are living very close to the seat of power. We had our brother, our leader, who had been a two-time governor of this state, a two-time senator of this state. From his house to my house is about maximum 25 minutes, 20 minutes drive. But yet, we are living in abject deprivation. No infrastructure, no electricity, no road, no modernity as to have the touch of government. So, if you remember, if you can recall, I told you I built from scratch a classroom block and gave my people because the government were not there. So we are left to our fate. These are the reasons why I am still trying, why I'm still asking our people that we can change this scenario.
Okay, I'm still going to have to take us back a bit to that earlier question. When we come to the primary education and secondary education, I think that is basically the much a parent can give to a child for those that can afford the higher institution. Now, when you come to most of these our schools, you find out that the teachers do not do their jobs. Most of them have private sectors which they involve themselves into. And then the pupils are being left out without being taught. During my time when I was in secondary school and primary school, we had something called the school board, and they used to move about to check or monitor schools and see how they are doing. What are you going to do to ensure that that movement comes back on?
Okay, thank you. What happens is that the needy and the poor have been neglected by government. As a legislator, don't forget that the power lies with the executive. Yes. But by the grace of God, is going to make sure that we ask our government to do the needful. If you go to the schools, especially in the rural areas, the government schools, the teachers particularly has abandoned the schools. Sometimes they come to school once or twice in a week. So what kind of education are we going to give our children? So by the grace of God, if I am elected, I will liaise with the government, the appropriate authorities, the school board, that those things comes back so that our people will have the needy. I'm not talking about those in higher. I'm not talking about those who are fortunate. Yeah. Yes, the less privileged, the brilliant ones among them, the stars, the leaders of tomorrow. Like people says, nobody knows the head that wear the crown. So we're going to make sure that we give them opportunity, if not the same, at least a reasonable opportunity to explore their talent, to explore their life, God-given talent, so that we can galvanize the forces of nature to help our people. So I'm going to by the grace of God, liaise with appropriate authorities to ask them to do their job, to plead to them, if it requires begging them, to make sure they do their job, and give our people in the rural areas especially a sense of belonging, so that they can attain a measure, a level of education that will give them life and hope.
Okay. Given that so many people have been disappointed by the past governance, it's quite not easy to make people to listen or to trust you. So, if elected, how do you intend to work with the masses to make sure that you have that let there be a communication link between your office and them?
Yes, I think I am part of the masses. I am. I count myself as part of the masses. Therefore, I know how it works. I know what they fear. I feel what they fear. And I'm going to learn an open door policy. Because I have experienced it. Yes, they say that politicians cannot be trusted. Not trustworthy. Yes, to an extent I agree. But I see some honest men and women out there trying, though their voice sometimes are being shrinked by those who come for personal aggrandizement, who come for personal self-enrichment, who pack money in tax, who carry money overseas, who buy properties all over the world without giving just a little, the basic things of life to the downtrodden. By the grace of God, I'm going to carry my people along. I'm going to make them the focal point of my policy. Any day I am in office, they are the reason why I'm there. Otherwise, why am I going there? I'm not going there to enrich myself. The two resources God has given me is enough for me and my family. I'm going so that some people will have a sense of belonging. Some people that might have a better life, hope for a better tomorrow.
Okay, let's bring you down to the moment again. You are vying for the office of the senatorial Enugu West, Enugu East Senatorial District. Now, you cannot talk of good governance without talking about women and youth. Okay, so what plans do you have for women and youth in your constituency, if elected?
Yeah, the youth, don't forget the youth and the women are the majority. If you take statistics anywhere in the world, especially in Africa, the youth and the women are the majority. So I am going to focus majorly on empowerment, employment, education. There are so many of our women, if you go to the local market anywhere in Africa, especially in our environment, you see the women making a living. You see them in a shop, maybe not more than 10,000 naira. And they're using them to feed their family. Now imagine if they're empowered a little bit. Imagine if they have somebody who can tell them, who can give them a sense of belonging, who can show them, who can organize them together, and they improve their welfare. Our society will be better. So the youth, by the grace of God, where I am going to make sure with people around me that they have some measure of gainful employment through training, in vocational training, workshop, or whatever anyone is talented. We help them to enhance, because there's no in the talent. There's no one in life. God in His infinite mercy has given everybody a measure of talent. So maybe more pronounced, but everyone. God does not make a mistake. Does not leave anyone empty. So what we need to galvanize them, train them, bring ideas, maybe foreign partners. There's so many things we can do. And giving peanuts to our youth, giving peanuts to our women. During the election, you give them some peanuts, and they clap for you. And after 4 years, they come back again to the starting block. Is that life? Our youth and women should ask themselves a question. The politicians that come to give them peanuts, are they their friends or their enemies? Give you peanuts, and then you have no access to them again. You cannot come back to them. You cannot go to their house. They surround themselves with soldiers and police. But here is a man who is willing to partner with our people to try our hand, improve their life and well-being.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lastly, we'd like to know your advice to Enugu East delegates, and of course, all delegates in Enugu State. What do you advise them?
My people, my brothers and sisters, the people of Enugu East delegates, I'm calling on you to shine your eyes. Look back since 1999 to today. Look back. What have we achieved? It's only a fool that do a thing the same way and expect a different result. It's only a stupid person. Is there any way we need a change in what we have been doing? Is there any way we need to fine-tune what we are doing? How do we get a better result in our individual life, in our family, and particularly in our government? Government is like, after God in heaven, government is the next power we have. They can order you to go to bed when you don't want to sleep. So the era of coming to the buying office for the highest bidder, we have seen that that era is not working for us. That's what I'm asking. My own era is a new era mandate. A new era where we shift from the money politics. When we shift and ask, what do you want to do for us? What is your plan? What do you have? How do you want to achieve it? If you ask me, any person that comes to give our people money, just money alone, to take their vote, is an enemy.
Thank you so very much for having this wonderful time with us. We do appreciate, and we are looking forward to having more time with you after the elections. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister.
All right, you heard it all from him. It is not left for you to ask yourselves question. Would you rather pay and then be deprived of your right, or would you rather do the right thing so that your right will be restored to you? My name is Elegant Chinedu Chime, and this is Political Update coming to you from leakblast.com, Africa's most updated news portal and online TV. It is bye-bye for now.